Hi, I'm glad you could join me today. You ready to do a fantastic little painting? Well, come on, let's do it. Let's start out and have them graphically run all the colors across the screen that you need to do this painting with me. And they'll come across in the same order that I have them on the palette, starting with the titanium white and working around. And I thought today we'd do a beautiful little winter scene. I'm, partial to winter scenes since I lived in Alaska for so many years. So let's go up here and do it. I've already covered the canvas with a nice thin even coat of the liquid white. It's wet, slick, and ready to go. Then we'll start out with a little touch of the bright red. And let me say that again, little touch. It is very strong. Just tap a little bit into the 2-inch brush there, just a small amount. Okay, let's go right up here. And maybe let's go right in here. And just put in a happy little glow. Don't want to set this on fire. All we want to do is create a little glow right across here. Be careful. Once again, this bright red can eat up your whole world in just a heartbeat. There. Now that's mixing with the liquid white, and you get a beautiful warm glow. And maybe we'll just put a little bit right down in here. What the heck? Anything we don't like, we just cover up. And if we like it, it's already there. Okay, without cleaning the brush. Same old dirty brush. I'm going to go right into the least little touch of Indian yellow. It's very transparent. Now I'm allowing that red that was already in the brush to mix with the yellow. There we go. Okay, let's go back up here. Now right above the red, small amount of the Indian yellow. And use little crisscross strokes, little X's, and just blend all that together. Just like so. Very soft and very quiet. And we can just take and clean off the brush down here. We don't care. Whatever. Okay. Now then, I have some midnight black going right here. We'll take a little black and a little bit of the phthalo blue. And we'll just mix it together right on the brush. Just tap it. I still have not cleaned the brush. I'm lazy. If I can keep from cleaning the brush, boy, I'm all for that. Okay, just go right up in here, still using little crisscross strokes, and drop in a happy little sky. Just back and forth. Let it come right down into there, like so. Get a little touch more of the color. That's just black and blue. Put the black in there just to gray it a little bit. All right. Okay, let me clean the old brush now. As you know, that's my favorite part of painting is cleaning this old brush. Shake off the excess. And just give it a nice little wrap there. Okay, now just a clean, dry brush, and be sure it's dry. Be sure it's dry. That may be one of the biggest single problem areas we hear people talk about is that the brush is not dry, and they watch their painting drip right off on the floor. And they get upset with me. And I really want this to work for you, and I want you to be happy with it. There we go. Okay. Very soft and gentle. Just so you can blend this to any degree of softness that you want. Just sort of look at it, make a decision, and go for it. This is your painting, your world, so you can create any kind of illusion that you want on this piece of canvas. Let's have some fun. Take the old round brush. I'm going to go into a little bit of the Van Dyke brown, a little dark sienna, and just tap it very firmly. And let's go right up here. Maybe right in here, way back in the distance, lives a few happy little trees. Just like so. This would have been a good sky to, well, we might do it yet. We might put a happy little cloud in there. We'll go ahead and put these in. Just like so. There we go. These will be far, far away. Okay, I'll tell you what, put a little cloud in there. Just want to show you how to do that. We'll use a fan brush today. Go right into the titanium white, pull it through, load a lot of paint into the bristles. A lot of paint. Okay, let's go up here. Maybe right in here lives a happy little cloud. I use just the corner of the brush. turn it, wiggle it, wiggle it. Now normally you should do this before you start putting your background trees in. I just changed my mind, decided I want to put a little cloud in here. But when you're doing this at home, I would really advise you do it before you put your background trees in. Save you a lot of trouble. There. Now then, let's take a nice clean dry brush, and I'm using just the top corner of the 2-inch brush to blend the bottom of the clouds out, barely touching. Tiny little circles, tiniest little circles. See there? Now, lift it upward. This is a big circle. Big. Grab it, lift it upward. But you're still just barely touching the canvas. And then very lightly blend the entire sky. See there? Isn't that easy? You can drop in a happy little cloud. Clouds used to drive me crazy when I was a traditional painter. I'd work for days trying to put in a little cloud. Going back to my round brush, the dark sienna, the Van Dyke brown. So you just really tap it in there. Get tough with it. Tap hard. Okay, let's go back up here. I tell you, I'm having so much fun with these little trees. Maybe. There's one. He lives right there. Right there. Okay. We don't want him to get lonely. Let's give him a friend. His friend lives there. Okay. And wherever we're going down here. We really don't have to worry about down here yet. A little bit later, we'll begin to worry about such things. But right now, all we're doing is applying some very, very basic little shapes. See, maybe. I just want that pinkish glow to be really shining through the trees. Look at that. Maybe there's a nice tree that lives there. Think about the shape of a tree. Just think about it. Make up little stories about trees. There's one that's a little taller. There. You can get carried away with these. I like to do trees. You know, we travel all over the country doing demonstrations for PBS stations and other fantastic groups all over the country. And it's unreal some of the fantastic new modern equipment they've come out with. Recently I was doing a demonstration in a small town, and there was probably about, 150, 200 people had showed up, and they gave me a fantastic new microphone, and it was wireless. I didn't have any wires or anything on it, and I forgot it was on. So just before the show, I went to the bathroom. Needless to say, with a wireless mic, when I came back, everybody knew where I'd been, and even worse, what I'd been doing. So I have to learn to be careful sometime. All right, there we go. We got a basic tree line in here, if we want to call it that. All we're doing is just tapping. Now then, let's take the old script liner brush, and I'll dip it in a small amount of paint thinner. And I want this paint to be just like water, a liquid. Turn that brush. It pulls it to a nice sharp point. See how sharp it is? And it has long bristles on it. Okay, let's go up here. Now, here and there, put in a happy little tree trunk. Just drop them in, wherever you want them. Maybe there's one that lives right there. And let these old trunks just sort of wiggle and jiggle and carry on. We don't want them all to be future telephone poles. Keep them moving. If you have trouble making your paint stick, add a little more of the paint thinner. Okay, maybe up in this old tree, there's a big one that lives there. Turn that brush as you're pulling this down. Turn it. Allow it to pick up all the color that's underneath. There we go. And we're going to cover up most of that. We're not really looking for a lot of detail right here. Just some basic shapes. Let's go over in this one. Don't want him to be left out. Give him a little trunk. And maybe here's one sticking out through there, like that. One right there. Maybe it goes right off the canvas. We don't know where it goes. All right. Now then, I'm going to take another round brush, and I want to begin highlighting some of these things and really making them stand out. So start off with a touch. This is titanium white, and then I'm going to pick up a little bit of the phthalo blue. And maybe I should say that a little stronger. A little bit. Whew. It's like the red. It is very, very strong, very powerful. It'll eat up all the white in the world in just a matter of a second. But see, tap that brush. You really want to get a lot of paint in there. A lot of paint. Okay, let's go up to the canvas. Now, I want this painting to have both some cool colors in it and some nice warm colors. So let's go right up here, and I'm just going to use the top corner of the brush and begin tapping on all kinds of little things like that. Maybe I'll add a little more white to my color so you can see it a little better. There you go. There. See, just all kinds of little frosty things. Now, if you have trouble making your paint stick, add a small amount of the liquid white. So you just sort of dip it right down into a little liquid white and then go back through it. And because this is a little thinner, then it will stick very easily. Takes very little pressure on the brush. There we go. Now then, right here maybe lives a happy little bush. See? See? There he is. This is what keeps a little rabbit warm in the winter. He's got to have a place to cuddle up and be cozy. Don't want him out here in this cold. We're going to have snow down here. Now then, I'm going back to my other round brush. And with it, I'm going to a little bit of yellow to the bright red. A little yellow ochre. Cad yellow. And then to the red. Okay, let's go back up here. Now right here, where this nice glow is, I want to use some nice warm colors. Just let them sort of bounce through. Just let them bounce through. Add a little more. Look at there, look at there. See them? Just let all those little things happen and work in layers. Maybe on this tree here, see the lights playing through there? Look at there, all those little colors. Beautiful little things happen. This is all the yellows with a little bright red. Now, since our light's coming through there over here too, we'll sparkle these up with a little color. Still working in layers. Indian yellow, a little bit of the red. Let's go right up here. Put a little bit out in here. So round brush makes some fantastic little leaf effects for distant trees. I really like it for distant trees. There we go. Don't want to get too much. Don't like that. Now I'm going back to my round brush that has the blue and the white on it. And let's begin playing some of those colors right into it. So it just looks like a light striking over there on the side. Every once in a while I'm going to add a little bit more of the liquid white so it sticks. Easy. Okay, right here, we just sort of let these come together. Look at that. All the little warm colors and the cool colors are all playing together there. Okay, let's go back over here. Maybe there's a happy little tree. And we can just quickly drop on a few little things here and there. Think about some basic patterns. Just don't throw things on at random. There's one right there. Wherever you want them. And you can put as many or as few in your world as you want. Now, if you want to look like they're hanging down, use more of the brush and just tap downward. It's also a super way if you're painting weeping willows. They're beautiful trees, and they're probably one of the easiest trees there are to paint. There we go. See, all kinds of little hangy downs. Okay. Now, while I got this old dirty brush going here, I'm just going to pull a little bit of this color, just like so. I begin thinking about the lay of the land out here. And all we're doing here is just putting in some base color. We're not really concerned about what it is at this point. There. Just some happy little things. And that's picking up some of those browns and all the colors that we have in the trees and pulling all that out too. But it gives you a feeling of the lay of the land, and it gives you a starting point, something to work with. Okay, let me find my fan brush here. We'll get him, and let's begin putting in some details. We'll go right into titanium white, a touch, just a touch of the bright red. Okay, now then, you have to make some big decisions. Where's the snow? Let it begin playing, pulling it across. See, use very little pressure, and that color that's underneath shows through, and it automatically will make beautiful shadows for you. And there's always little bumps and stuff. See there, just create all kinds of happy little things. There comes one. I see one right there. See, then blend it out a little, just like so. And come right on across. And you can just keep going with them, however many you want. There's another one. Just layer after layer after layer. Okay. Now then, let's have some fun, make some big decisions. And what else do we want in here? Maybe we will have a happy little cabin. You know me, I'm crazy about little cabins. So let's try that. I tell you what, we'll paint the cabin. Let's use an old big brush today. We'll take the 2-inch brush, pull it through the paint. Now I'm using the dark sienna and the Van Dyke brown, and just mix them on the brush. See, when you pull it, wiggle it, both sides, and then sharpen it, just like you would a knife. Just pull it right through there. And look at the sharp edge. Look at that. It comes to a very sharp chisel edge. Okay, let's go right up here. Now you got to make a big decision. Where's your little cabin live? Or maybe today we'll have a big old cabin. Now, I'm going to do the back eave first. So we just paint it on, like so. Load a little more paint, and then we pull it straight down. All we're doing here is applying a base color. Okay, we need the other side of the house. See there? Just pull it down. And a lot of paint on that. I want that to be very strong. Then another side, right here, straight down. Like that. Now, since our light source is coming from here, we want this side of the cabin to be lighter than over here. So over here, be sure this side is good and dark, real dark, so it stands out nice. Okay, now same old dirty brush. I'm going to go right into a little bit of the white, a little blue, and just tap a little bit on the brush. See, just a little on the brush here. Do both sides and you can see it a little better maybe. See there. Okay, let's go back up here. Now then, I want this to look like old weathered wood. So all I'm going to do is just start touching and letting it bounce and come right down. Can you see that? It looks like it's old. Looks like my house. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing, only I'm going to make it darker. Once again, add a little black to it. Once again, we want the side over here to be darker. So load a lot of paint. Let's go back up here. Now then, over here, we want the same basic thing. See, just barely touching and let it work down so it looks old. You're sort of touching and pushing at the same time. Put a little bit on this side. Like that. Come right on down. Well, that old house is about to fall over. Now then, we can take the knife and work on our perspective here a little bit. See here? You can just cut it off wherever you want it. Just like so. And we need a roof on that cabin. So we'll take some of the titanium white. We'll use a knife. And let's go right up here and lay in a little snow-covered roof. That's simple. Just let it work right down. And you could clean this edge up, make it nice and smooth. let it overhang a little bit, then grab it and pull. There you go. See how easy it is to make a happy little cabin? Put a little snow on this side, like that. Now the least little touch of the phthalo blue. I want to make it look like there's an edge on here. A little blue over here. This phthalo blue with white. Tiniest little amount. Alrighty, I'll tell you what, let's do. Take the Van Dyke brown, pull it out very flat, cut across and get just the smallest little roll of paint right on the edge of the knife. Now then, right along here, we'll just touch and make the indication of all kinds of little boards, old weathered boards. There we go. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do. See? And you can put as many boards in your cabin as you want. Put some out here, like so. Then we could take our liner brush with just a little liquid white on it. And we'll put the indication of some happy little icicles hanging off here. There we go. There we go. A few over on this side. However many, whatever. That gives us a little icicle. And this old guy, he's probably like me, ran out of storage space. I'm a junk saver. So maybe he had to build him a little shed. It lives right there. Here's the side, like so. Got to put a roof on his shed. Don't want his shed to get full of snow. There, just a happy little roof. Little touch of some highlight out here, just barely touching. And we need some boards on that too. Okay, then we once again can cut it off like that. Tell you what, let's do. Let's put in a window right here. There's one, and there's one. Looks like two big eyes. We'll take a little bit of cad yellow, and we'll just make the indication that maybe somebody's home and the lights are on. There. That easy. We take a little touch of the liquid black and just go right around these. That easy, make them stand out. There we go. Now we know somebody's home. Okay. Let's go back to our fan brush. And we can begin coming right in here and bringing all this together. If you pick up a little bit of that brownish color, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It makes beautiful shadows. Beautiful little shadows. Here comes something right along here. Just like so. Okay. All these happy little shadows, just drop them in. See? Just sort of work back and forth between the warm and the cool colors. Just make all kinds of beautiful little things happen here. You can pick up a little bit of the brown, and maybe here and there, maybe there lives a happy little weed here and there. There he is. Just drop him in, lift up a little bit. Then you can take a little of the snow color, just reach under there, clean up his foots, bring them all together. Okay, let's get crazy. Why not? Why not? Here, I'm going to take some brown and some black. We'll throw in some crimson. Shoot even a little bit of phthalo blue. We don't care, as long as it's good and dark. Let me clean my knife. And we'll take a 2-inch brush, and I'm going to go right into all that dark color. Just look at there. Pull it, wiggle it. Bring it back to a nice sharp chisel edge. Need that good chisel edge. There it is. Very sharp. Okay, let's go back up here. Tell you what, let's do. Maybe there lives right there, a great big evergreen tree. He just goes right off the top of the canvas. Just use just the corner of the brush and tap as you work down the tree add more pressure. Tap harder and harder. Make those bristles bend downward. Make them just bend. Look at that. Isn't that easy? You've got a happy little tree, or a happy big tree. This is a big tree. Shoot, he comes right on down like that. And we can take another brush and put some white on it. White and a little touch of the blue. There. There. Okay, let's go back up here. And let's just put the indication of a little bit of snow hanging here and there. Don't kill all the dark. The dark is what makes us stand out. There we go. Just here and there. Okay. Now then, we can just begin playing with some of the nice things around here. I'm going to just take a little blue and white, lift upward a little bit, and begin just bringing all this together. See, create another plane, that easy. Let that work right up in there. Just like so. Sort of work it back and forth. There. All right. Now maybe take the liner brush, touch of the liquid black on it. We'll put an old stick or a twig here and there. They're always sticking up out of the snow. However many you want. I'll tell you what, maybe over here. Maybe there's a couple over in here too. And like so. Drop in a few here. I think that makes a pretty nice little painting. I think we'll call that one finished, in fact. So from all of us here, I'd like to wish you happy painting. God bless. We'll see you next time.